Hey folks, welcome back. So today we're going to be focusing on my Alchemy Stone Profit Calculator. It's finished. There's a few tweaks that need to be done here and there, but nothing major. If people want me to automatic quality, I can kind of sort that out. It's a bit of a complicated one. It'll just be like a start, and then it'll kind of predict where it would go. But it's really hard to do because it depends on how many clicks you have. But generally, the quality is just better setting what you started with, what you're selling at, see whether it made profit, in my opinion. But if you want it differently, I can look at sorting it out. Now, without further ado, I'll get into the actual calculator now. So I'm going to break this down the best I can. I'm going to go through it thoroughly because this is a guide on how to use it. But simply put, for this, you set the type, you set your Blackstone costs, your start grade, end grade, start quality, end quality, the item you're using to feed it. So as you can see, lead ingot is actually better. So if I change it to lead, more profit. And that's literally how it works. There's also like your server and the market tax. So I'll break this down a bit better. So these are the percentages that it pulls through. So if for some reason you want to change these, for example, if you're doing 150%, it's a different value, I believe. So this is here because I put all the things for 150. Also with XP, so the XP is if it's destruction, it's this amount. If it's protection or life, it's the lower amount. I've checked this on all of them. If my math is incorrect, you can always just correct it on yours. This is for 150% as well. So if you want to do it so that you're doing a lower percentage, but then you'll also have a lower success rate, so you change the numbers in here for the one that you're doing to be at like 100%, for example, and then you change the percentage success rate as well. Here, this bit is, I'm just going to put it to 0 for now. It's honestly just to help you. This is, if you know this one is 200,000 XP, you put in the percentage that it gives for one of them, and then you use your item that you're wanting to feed, and you make a note of the percentage jump that it makes, and then you can work out how much XP it gives you from that. So basically, you just do 200,000. If that was like 4% divided by 4, means 1% is 50,000 XP. So if this was like, well, this would be like 0.6 something ish, basically, or near 0.75 actually, but still, in XP, in like equivalently, equivocally even. That's the word I was looking for. But yeah, so this area is, it pulls it from down here. So it does look a bit of a mess at the moment. It's because special onions are being weird. But yeah, basically, and special strawberries, I can just do that and it just kind of ignores it. But anyway, yeah, so this is where you put the actual XP amounts in. So you write your XP amounts down here. So then it pulls it up. So it'll always pull it from these 3 lines. So you can change these 4 items out as you want to get to the correct amount of XP for them. Just always make sure to update the XP there, and you write the name in there as well. But we'll get onto that properly. This row here tells you per piece of silver how much XP you get. So obviously this one is the best. Now here you have your buy Blackstone cost. I'm trying to work through the sheet as most sense that I can, but it should be able to follow anyway. This is whatever you set here, buy cost, and then if I was set this polished, it would change this. This is the sell cost. It updates, so do not change that. But we'll go back to sturdy and perfect. This is the feed item. It gets it from this list here. So if you change your items down here, then it will change up here as well. And it'll change it in this list. So that's something you don't need to worry about. This is the amount of XP that the item gives. This is the item's cost. This is because it needs to work it out, because basically it works out the XP upgrade cost does the amount of XP needed halved divided by the amount of XP the item gives, but then it also does it an extra time for the first time you're upgrading it. So like the recharge cost is just that, but then the upgrade cost has basically S plus thingy, but then it's got a plus S4 at the end, so times by the success chance, but then there's an extra plus S4 on the end because you have to add it on again to get to like 75% before you get up to 150%. That makes sense. This is just telling you the amount of temps that it's going to take on average. This is the amount of downgrades that you'd have for that many successes. So this is obviously success chance, which updates automatically on the ones where it does change. Your fail chance, which is just obviously success chance taken away from 100%. This is the chance of downgrade or explosion, because this one is obviously explosion. And then I've gone over those. So what this does is then, oh yeah, I forgot to say that was times by the cost of the item, however many of the item you need for the cost. That's how it works out. So it's basically XP divided by 2, so it gets half of it, divided by the amount of XP, and then times that by the cost. And then this is the full cost of going from imperfect to sturdy. And then the profit is basically your full cost. I'm just trying to work. Yeah, so the stone stell cost times by your tax, which is worked out here. You just change whatever your actual tax is. If you have the merchant ring, obviously turn on the merchant ring. Make sure to set your server as well. But yeah, so then minus the cost of buying it and the full upgrade. Because each stone upgrade cost takes into account 1 black stone, because that's what it uses. So I believe that's everything in this side. So now, if you are wanting to change what's in here, you also need to know the item ID. I advise going to BDO Codex to find that. It's like a godsend. And what you'd do is you'd come to this row here. So if it's for destruction, you'd enter it in one of these 4 spaces, whichever item ID you're taking out. And again, here, one of these 4, and here, one of these 4. Never take out the 12001 because for some reason it needs an accessory in to prime it for some weird reason. It's a bug with the way that I've got it pulling in, but it's not exactly causing major issues. So if you update these numbers, it will update this automatically. You don't need to change anything there. It's just these ones here that you would change. So I will just quickly put it as a fill color there, so you know that's where you need to change it. And then that should pull through, just as long as you set the name here correctly. It wouldn't have any issues with getting the costs. Now, one thing that I do need to make you aware of is when you switch between the different ones, so let's say we go to protection, what's going to happen is it's going to break. It doesn't actually break, you just need to do a few things and wait for a few things to happen. So you can see this blue bar up here. You've just got to wait for this to complete for the first time. Everything will break. Then you want to set it to, let's say, Sturdy Ash. One of the items that is on this list, basically. So then it'll be able to generate. It won't do anything just yet because you've got to wait for the more blue lines to complete at the top. But what I advise, so that you know that it's done, is you come to this page. When it loads up, you can go back. Everything will be working again. The numbers will be right. As you can see, it's more profitable to make protection than it is destruction. So that is everything in a nutshell. If there's anything that I've missed or anything you want to know in further detail, just leave a comment. I'll get back to you. If you found this useful, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Really helps to grow my channel and helps me to make more content. So thank you for everything, and I'll see you next time. My next video will be my Dream Horse video, remaking it. After that, I actually have no idea what I'm going to be doing. I have an idea for a little tweak to my enhancement profit calculator, thanks to a comment that someone made. So I'll be making that tweak, but I'll probably make a video on that, but I don't know if I'll have it done within 2 weeks. Not much free time, you see. Anyway, ciao for now.